Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm Gamesplaining Egizia Shifting Sands.
If you have watched the Gamesplanation, you'll have an idea of how Egizia Shifting Sands plays. So I've set the game up as a 3-player game. The only things that are different on the 3-player game to the 4-player game are these bricks are blocking off one of the spots in each of the harbours. If you're playing a 2-player game, you'll play on the other side of the board, which has 2 less cards, and the pyramid has a slightly different setup. I think there's different numbers of things in those. So let's get started. The first player is the player who has this. On future rounds, the number 1 will be given to the player who's furthest back on the points track, and then number 2, number 3 are going along that points track. If multiples are on the same spot, then it goes to the person who came in behind the other player. So it's the order of these tiles on the same spot is actually worthwhile to keep track of. Okay, let's get straight into it. So we're starting with player number 1 over here, and he thinks that it's worthwhile at this stage, just looking down the stuff that's available, he thinks it's worthwhile to go straight in and grab that anytime card, which will give him 4 extra wheat or food at any point that he wishes. Okay, blue now goes, and blue has the option of anything, but thinks it's probably worthwhile pushing forward on both of these tracks to start with. Even though nothing really happens just yet, it will happen eventually. Green is going to go straight to getting the stone. Back over to red. I know this is not quite red, but it's just easier than saying burgundy, so please forgive. Red thinks there's viability in going to that, which will push those 2 guys forward 1. Just so you're aware, they start the game with one of these, so this player is trying to get to the top of that track and also get 4 bricks into the pyramid. Blue is trying to get his blue guy up to number 5, so he'll probably be going for these ones. And green is trying to get 3 bricks into each of the 3 spots. Back to blue. Blue thinks it's worthwhile to push up on that track. So that's an immediately 1. So he pushes 2 forward, which gives him 2 extra stone, which he takes. Green thinks it's probably worthwhile jumping in there. Back over to this player who thinks he probably should grab the 2nd spot. Back to blue. Blue can't fit in there. He could choose to leave a guy there just in case, but he thinks he's going to move forward and move his blue and green guys forward. So he is going to need to get some extra food to enable that to happen. Green is going to jump right down to here. He'll take that card. That's a permanent change. So every building phase, he'll be able to move one of his guys up 1 higher. Back over here, and he thinks it's probably worthwhile going for that guy. Blue would like to build, so he's going to go into that spot. Green also likes the idea of building. He's going to go there, which pushes his yellow and blue guy forward 1. Blue is going to go after that, which allows him to use stone to feed his guys if necessary. Green is definitely going there, which gives him 2 more stone and allows him to push one of his guys forward. This guy, yeah, he could do with creating some more stone, so he'll do that. Blue is going to jump in there because he doesn't want to miss out. Green is also going to do the same. This guy is now going to go here and push that up 1, which allows him to push forward on his purple. Blue is already at the bottom, so he can't go further up, so he's got to pass. Green is already at the bottom, so he also can't go further up and has to pass. Therefore, this player is going to take this, which pushes him up 1 on that track and will give him 7 food whenever the red one is being created, which it is. Okay, everyone's at the bottom now. We can't add any more guys in, which means we go to a mining phase. So the mining phase is he will get 5 stone, he will get 3 more stone, and he will get 6 more stone because of the cards that they have. Then we go to a feeding phase. So this player needs to feed 10 worth. So 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 is 10. He has 6. He has 4. He actually could get up to 17 if you need to, so he's no problem. Here we've got 6, we've got 7 needs food. However, this guy only has 6 food, but he has this card which allows him to use stone to feed his guys as a trade out for 1, which is fine. And then this one needs 4, 5, 6 food as well. He has that in that card, so that's not a problem. We then go to the building phase. So green will build first on the top one because he's closest to the river. Now green needs to remember that he actually has guys in all 3 spots, so he's going to have to hang on to some of his building ability to make that happen. So what he might do, he might use his single and 1 to build one of the bricks into the obelisk, which allows him to move up one of these 2 tracks, and he thinks he might actually move up to the wheat track. That also gives him 1 point. In fact, he might actually spend that guy who's 2, so use a second brick to place 1 brick there, which will once again give him 1 point. Then this player, he will only be building in this area because he doesn't have any boats in either of the other 2 areas. So he can spend all of his guys if he wishes. He has 10 worth, but he's only got 6 bricks worth. So he can only spend a maximum of 6. If he spends 1 of his points and 1 brick, that will give him 1 point and push him up here, which gives him 2 more brick. So now he's actually able to spend closer to the full amount of guys. So if he goes 2, 3, that gives him another 2 points. So that's 3 points worth that he's just spent. 1 guy can be spent in the entire area. He's then going to come down and look at this, and he's got 7, so he's got 5 points worth that he can spend down here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. He was going to spend 5 of his points, so he'll spend 2 of them there. 3, 4, 5, which brings that back down to 0. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we move on down to this area. So we start with green again. Green is going to spend 3, so that's this one and this one. 1, 2, 3. To spend 1 in the pyramid, and he thinks he'll also spend 1 point just there, which gets him another 2 points. For the pyramid, this doesn't get the points straight away. You get the points of that at the end of the game. Then blue has a go. He has a total of 6 that he's able to spend because of where his brick is, even though he has 1 extra guy. So what he might do is also do 1 there. He might spend 1 there as well. So that's 2 of those points. And he will go 1 there, that's another 2. And he thinks he'll actually spend the other 1 to go there, just because he's got the ability to get extra stuff down the bottom. So he'll roll the dice on that. Okay, so that gets him 2 points. That's finished. We now come down to the bottom. Blue is the first position there. He will spend his 1 more guy and 1 more brick. Notice that the guy was a 2, but it doesn't matter, to just take that 1 card. So he's looking for completion of the colonnade and 4 bricks in the pyramid, and moving his blue guy along to the 5+. And this guy also only has a 1 left, so it's 1 brick and flip that guy over, which just gets him 1 card, and he's looking for the most in the stone quarries. His other card was looking for 3 bricks in each of those 3 positions. And that's the end of the first round. So any of these unclaimed cards come off. Any of these boats go back to their owners. Anyone who was in these spots gets points. I think that I forgot to say about that on the Gamesplanation, but green was in all 3 of these spots, which gets him 5 points, and blue was in 2 of the spots, which gets him 2 more points. Okay, so the markers of first, second, and third actually stay in the same position. If this one happened to be in front of that, then they would swap, but that is not the case. We then turn out fresh cards, and because we are beyond the first round, we also get fresh spaces. These spaces are the same spaces that are currently available-ish, but as you can see, there's some of them are slightly different, but within reason. of the similar spots. And then we start again flipping these guys over on the same spots that they're currently on, so their experience never gets reduced unless there's a card that does that. I think that that's as good a spot as any to leave it. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be Gamesplaned, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.